And we're live. Everything in order. Just good to go there. Post the notifications. Run those ads, and then we're in. Cool. A little loud, perhaps, although I don't know. It's different now that I can adjust my volume individually. I don't know what OBS sounds like. Hey, I'm on. Good to see ya. Little cactus. What are you playing? I forgot. Fucking it's shit. I forgot too. I must have Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Hey everyone, good to see you. We're returning to a simpler time. A time when loud still equaled funny, and YouTube fame was a pipe dream that led to shitty merch t-shirts that people regret buying. That's right, baby. It's 2010 YouTube Let's Play time. Welcome to Amnesia: The Dark Descent. What follows is a couple of quick messages on how to get the best possible experience. I'm going to follow all of these to a T. Amnesia should not be played to win. Instead, focus on immersing yourself in the game's world and story. Do not worry about when and how to save during gameplay. The game will take care of that for you. When you want to leave the game, just choose Save and Exit. You can then use Continue to return where you left off next time you start up the game. Okay, that's actually... Already we're noticing something that gives it a large point of differentiation from our previous survival horror games that we've played. This is a automatic save function. And it's not just checkpoints like Silent Hill had. This is just the game saves automatically. Interesting. When you want to leave the game, just choose Save and Exit. Yep. The world of Amnesia is a dangerous place, and you are extremely vulnerable. Do not try to fight the enemies encountered. Instead, use your wits, hide, or even run if necessary. The interplay between light and dark is very important in this game, and because of that, it is vital to set up the gamma correctly. Use the control slider below to do so. Adjust it until the square on the right is barely visible. Also, make sure to play in a dark room and wear headphones for the best effect. Oh, right. I'm gonna adjust it until I can't see it. I mean, I couldn't even tell that there were squares initially. So I think we'll keep the gamma at what it was, which is 1. Because that's where I can't see it on my OBS window. That is all. Hope you enjoy immersing yourself in the world of Amnesia. Let me know if it's too loud or quiet. Oh my god, it just got so much louder. Holy shit. Sound generic wow. Generic software on speakers. That's so rude. That's so rude. Show subtitles, show effect subtitles, show hints, show death hints, show crosshair, default comment. Amnesia has developer commentary? Since when? What? That's awesome. I had no idea. Texture quality high, advanced options. I don't know what any of these mean. We'll set them all to high. Resolution, high. Okay. Some changes will need a restart. All right. Let's just restart it real quick. It's just some random Swedish guy, don't worry. I see. Gotcha. Frictional games. Don't show effect subtitles. This guy doesn't play with closed captioning on Left 4 Dead 2 and it shows. But fine. Fine. Guess we don't need them. Is there Hunley shit? It's the PewDiePie game 111. Oh Christ. Listen, it's not just the PewDiePie game, okay? It's not just defined by one guy who got really popular on YouTube, alright? It's defined by two of them. It's also the Markiplier game. Thank you, Brooch, for the tier 1 sub. 8 months. Hey, been loving your streams and super impressed by your ability to bounce from thoughtful game discussion to a bit in an instant. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Brooch. That's very kind of you. Greatly appreciated. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I feel like I've really been in my element with a lot of these horror game streams. I definitely need to try and do more of them in the future whenever possible. They really seem to be where I thrive in this space for a number of reasons. I would say reason number 1 on the list is just because I've always been fascinated with horror, so I'm always finding something to analyze. But reason number 2 is I'm always trying to distract myself from experiencing the fear of the genre, and analysis and bits both do a great job of distracting from those emotions. You know? I can get my mind off of how fucking terrified I am if I just start doing a funny little joke, or if I start meaningfully discussing how this game iterates on the genre, or some other such nonsense. But yeah, it's Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I'll be honest, I didn't really check to see if this was considered survival horror. I think I did, but I forgot doing so. Just a quick recap. Generally speaking, the elements that we look for in a survival horror game are, first and foremost, a horror aesthetic. So the game is trying to scare you, or it is using the aesthetics of horror as the main visual or narrative or thematic principle that is guiding how the game is. It's horror, you know? It's spooky, scary, it's ghosts and goblins and ghouls and all manner of monsters, right? Scary stuff is happening. Sometimes it is scary. Again, horror does not require scares. It does not require fear. Those are just very common elements of the horror genre. Okay? I put that that's a header on every single page of the packet you receive in this syllabus. Horror does not mean scary. Horror means a myriad of things. Scary is one of them. I remember playing this and never finishing it. I think it counts as survival horror, but it tends to do a darker, more moody atmosphere than the previous game. I'll give you a +2 on that one. It is a Dark Descent. It is a Dark Descent. So we have a horror aesthetic, which, yeah, you can tell just from the title screen. Definitely, you're supposed to be scared while playing it. We have resource management, which in this game is your health and your sanity. Which is, if you look at scary things, if you spend too much time in the dark, or just over time, your sanity will start to corrode, and that'll have a lot of harmful effects that will add to the horror of the experience, right? However, there's also puzzle solving, which Amnesia definitely has a large focus on it. It's going to have some physics-based puzzles, which I think are always a lot of fun. However, one of the key pieces of the survival horror formula, I believe, is the juxtaposition of action-focused combat and analytical, slow-paced puzzle solving. It is the contrast between the two that makes the genre so compelling. I almost accidentally did a 6-7 emote. It is like the interplay between those two modes of play that makes the genre so compelling, right? It is this idea that you are switching between them and constantly varying the pace. That is one of the defining characteristics of survival horror. That said, we don't need every element of those supposed characteristics for us to consider the game to be survival horror, nor do we need really any of them to look at the game through the lens of survival horror, right? I'm going to do so. I would argue that this does count, even though it's missing some of our usual criteria. However, one of the things that I'm really interested about with Amnesia in particular, and one of the things that we saw already, is the explicit removal of combat as a means of engaging with your environment, right? Now, this is not new for the genre, nor is it new for our marathon. The second game that we played was Clock Tower, and in Clock Tower, it is purely puzzle solving. You cannot fight back. You have ways to evade the Scissor Man or stop him, but you cannot directly fight him. Kind of, you can like throw him to the ground when he tries to get you and stuff like that, but you cannot hurt him. You cannot kill him, right? It is all puzzle solving. It is all evasion, right? And so we're seeing a return to form in that aspect with Amnesia: The Dark Descent. And to go further, the success of this game will largely embolden an entire generation of horror video games and how they function. After Amnesia: The Dark Descent, the world gets a taste of what a horror experience looks like when you are truly helpless, right? Because one of the largest indicators, or not indicators, one of the largest factors to contend with in horror in the space of video games is that the player has agency. The player has control over their environment. The interactivity of video games is their defining element as a medium, right? And that provides some challenges with horror, because horror is largely about disempowerment, and having any level of agency gives the player some level of empowerment, right? If you have control, you can gain further control, right? Any level of mechanical requirement implies the opportunity for mechanical mastery, right? So when you're making a horror game, you need to contend with the fact that the player is going to have control over their environment and their surroundings. That's one of the key considerations when developing a horror video game. How do you inflict horror in a medium that emphasizes control, right? Because when we're talking about movies or TV shows or even horror novels to some degree, there is detachment and there is a complete lack of control, right? You do not have any influence on what happens to someone in a movie. You are a passive observer of events playing out on the screen, okay? There is no agency in the watching of a movie as it relates to the events on screen, right? So that is the big difference between horror media in any other medium and horror media in the video game medium. And that can be said for a lot of different genres. Again, the defining trait of video games is their interactivity, right? So it's always something to be considered when you decide to use the medium of video games, okay? And so what Amnesia is going to bring to the forefront of the discussion with horror in the game space is the idea of mechanical disempowerment. In a medium where combat is one of the primary methods of engagement with the video game world, it is one of the oldest, most tried and true means of allowing the player to influence their surroundings. What does a horror game look like where you cannot fight back? Where it is not just difficult, it is impossible, right? And judging by the success of Amnesia and the games that it spawned, such as Outlast is the biggest one that I can think of, the idea of playing a horror game where you only can run and hide is extremely compelling. People seem to really like this idea, and the removal of one of the core methods of engagement in the video game space seems to be an extremely effective method of inflicting horror on the player. It is a very obvious method in retrospect that removing one of the vectors of agency that a player has over their environment would disempower them quite significantly, right? But it needs to be said that this is a pretty revolutionary development for the genre. Now, again, it's not going to be entirely new. There are games that have done this before. However, Amnesia is the biggest game that I can think of that takes this mechanical constriction and brings it to the forefront of the conversation space. So, that is our framing as we go into Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I will also say, I have played this game before. This is the only game in this marathon that I have already played. However, I played this game, I want to say, about 7, 8 years ago. And I was playing it with someone who was reading a guide to me the entire time. So it will be a very different experience this time around. Hi, Wither Foxo. This is a very cute emote. I love Amnesia. Enjoy it. I'm hoping it's going to be a good time. It'll be a really interesting experience to see what streaming this is like. If there's multiple reasons that I'm excited about it, but like genuinely, the thing at the forefront of my mind, and I'm sure the thing at the front of everyone else's minds, and I know this is the case because it's what everyone was saying at the start of stream, is this is the Let's Player game. Like, it's the Let's Player game. This is the YouTube Let's Player video game. This is the one that puts people on the fucking map. All right? And one of the things that has been so compelling about this marathon for me is taking this look through the history of the genre and the medium itself, and sort of walking in the footsteps of giants, and seeing where things really began, and getting to experience it for the first time myself, right? And unironically, to me, there is this profound feeling. Profound is maybe a little extreme. There's a strong feeling of correctness. And if we want to go a little grand, even legacy to some degree with streaming this game. I don't think I'm going to have that kind of, serious gravitas towards this experience the entire time, but like, this is the Let's Player game. I am, in some manner of speaking, a Let's Player. Like, I am, this is like, I don't know, there's something to it, you know what I mean? It's hard to put into words, but it's like, this feels foundational in some way. This feels important, you know? Let's Play. Do we still call it that? I remember when half of those people moved a decade ago to Twitch, whereas the other half stuck with YouTube while changing the formula of their videos to please the algorithm. I don't think Let's Play is definitely not common parlance anymore. It has been deprecated long, long ago. I still enjoy the term, but they're not Let's Plays anymore. They're videos, right? It's just a video game video. It's not like playing a video game on YouTube is not a significant enough format for it to require its own word anymore, right? You wouldn't call it a Let's Play, you just call it a video. Yeah, or a gameplay video, or a long play, or something like that. unedited full playthrough is still a Let's Play. I don't know about you, but I'm watching Etho play Minecraft every episode that comes out. Yeah. And that is very much a Let's Play. I think that the term is still in use. And personally, I like the term quite a lot. But I don't think it's still in the level of prominence that it once was when this game was center stage online, right? I don't think most YouTubers are calling their gameplay videos Let's Plays. And to go further, I don't think that most YouTubers are even doing traditional Let's Plays to the same way that in the same way that they used to. A lot of people who do Let's Plays in the modern era are streaming. You know, if you're going to play the game in an episodic format in chunks, you're probably just going to stream it so that you can get this kind of chat interactivity instead of just having to riff by yourself as you play a game. The format has largely evolved to just be streaming as it is now. Some people still do that, you know, especially, you know, we're looking at Markiplier, we're looking at Jacksepticeye and stuff like that. They're definitely going to be leaning still into that Let's Play format of, here's a game, we are playing it, here's my video about it, right? And obviously, those are still quite successful for them, right? But I think for the large part, the Let's Play format has largely shifted to a live format, of which I am currently engaged in. Thank you very much, Excellent, for the raid. Welcome, welcome. Happy to have you. Pretty sure prehistoric Let's Plays were just a guy blogging their playthrough with maybe some screenshots. That's a live blog. It's not a Let's Play. Anyway, time to begin Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Let's get to it. Hard mode. The way the game is designed to be played, enemies will spot you more easily. Tinderboxes and oil are harder to come by. Autosave is disabled, and saving your game costs tinderbox. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we're 100% going to be playing on normal. We're 100% going to be playing on normal. Let me be clear. All right, we're going to play on normal for the stream. However, this is something really, really fun to touch on in regards to looking at the genre as a whole. We have normal mode, and then we have specifically hard mode. And what makes it hard mode is higher danger, resources are less plentiful, saving becomes a resource. Okay? And if we're looking at this game, and then we're looking back to Resident Evil, that wasn't hard mode, that was just how the genre worked. That was survival horror. So now, I don't know if this is the first time this will be codified in this specific way, but this is the first time during our marathon where we see this explicit framing of the difficulty of predecessors in the genre becoming a specific, harder variant of the game. That what was once just the mode is now considered hard mode, right? That's really interesting. And it brings to mind whenever I played Dead Space, and Dead Space also has hardcore mode where saving becomes a resource. It's really interesting as we get further into gaming's history and saving becomes more of a natural mechanic, just something that is part of the video game experience, that you just can save the game. As games get longer and the tech is able to accommodate larger games, saving becomes something that is just a given, and therefore the loss of saving as a given becomes difficult in some way. It becomes added difficulty in the experience. That's something really, really interesting. I wasn't expecting this. I didn't know this existed. That's really, really cool. Awesome. All right, I think I've hit my quota of yapping for 25 minutes. I apologize. I rescind the apology. I will no longer apologize for this. I understand that people are here to hear me yap. That's what a lot of you are here for. I won't apologize for it any longer. Yell at me when I do. 25 minutes of lecture mode was achieved. That feels sufficient as a primer to get us into the game. Good, I love these speeches. Thank you. That's actually that's very nice to hear. It has genuinely been extremely gratifying, comforting, nice, I'll just say.
Some things mustn't be forgotten. The shadow hunting me. I must hurry. My name is Daniel. I live in London at Mayfair. What have I done? This is crazy. Don't forget. Don't forget. I must stop him. Focus. My name is... I am Daniel.
It's Teaboo Slop. I should have played this earlier when I was primed with Black Butler and Princess Principal. Now I'm out of it. I'm out of my European era. We play as damned Dan. Shut the fuck up. A memento has been added to the journal. No notes available. Okay. No diaries available. Memento. Follow the liquid trail and find its source. Alright, hold on. Let's check out the options. Graphics. I think we're good. Texture quality high. Input. Yep, that's all good. Game. Death hands, crosshairs, crop. Yep, alright, we're good. Back to it. Anyway, it's been nice, especially with, excuse me, especially with, you know, this whole marathon, to realize, people like hearing me yap. I see. I talked about this before, but genuinely, one of the things that I... Oh, I didn't know... I forgot that things could break. I forgot that things could break. Anyway, I have trouble, fully understanding that people actively enjoy my presence, in the sense of, like, actually desiring to have me in their spaces, rather than it just being like, oh, Jelly's here, that's cool. So... You know, knowing that people actively enjoy listening to the very verbose lectures that I can go on every once in a while is very reassuring. It's nice. I dropped out of college because I couldn't pay attention to the lectures, and here I am listening attentively to a bag of popcorn. Am I a bag of popcorn? I don't... Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Crouching block. This is quite... It's quite dark. Or a bag of trash, I don't know anymore. Has your PNG tuber model ever looked into a mirror, Jelly? I don't know that it has. I haven't considered that. It's trash corn? You know what? If I'm a bag of popcorn, I guess that's fine. I just feel like it would be spilling out is all. I really need to get like a... I need to make a trash corn emote. I wonder who I should... I'd like to commission more artists for animated emotes. Pub, thank you for DMing me to remind me to DM Teeth. I didn't actually do it, but thank you for reminding me anyway. Oh, I can also throw it with right. Is it too late to admit that I was too busy playing Minecraft to watch this game as a child? Well, hey, it's never too late to catch up on those childhood experiences that were so essential to many of our youths. Can I slam doors? I can slam doors. Oh man, I'm really getting in touch with my inner teenager. No, I was normal as a teenager, unfortunately. Which means, I guess I was abnormal as a teenager. I've generally been very mellow, except for the times when I'm excessively mentally ill. Having the darkness so low is this a control? What's that? Oh, what? Yo, Daniel? Damn, Daniel, are you okay? Daniel, what the hell was that? Oh, okay. Well, we gotta rebind something. I am not a control to crouch girly. I am a C to crouch Chan. We use Pinky exclusively for shift in this household. Like a proper lady. Is this really so controversial? I feel like that what's wrong with using C as crouch? What else is my index finger going to be doing? You know, it's only going to press, you know, E, R, D, and a bunch of other buttons, actually. Listen, my index finger can do as much work as I need it to, all right? Don't take that out of context. Oh, fuck. When standing in darkness, your sanity will slowly drain. Turn on lights in the environment using tinderboxes or search for other light sources. Oh, wow, it's really fucking dark in here. Holy shit. Oh, our eyes do adjust to the darkness, though. That's cool. Fun. Do we have a... We do have a screen. Okay. All is good. A slight headache. Inventory management's back. Yay! I find the movement blur very nauseating, as do I. I'm hoping that that's something we can adjust, because it's giving me a little bit of motion sickness, and to be honest, I don't usually suffer from motion sickness. A kind of blur effect, no, we will get rid of that. Any blur effects we will be getting rid of. That should be better. I find blur effects in video games to be quite annoying. They're the only thing that really gives me motion sickness. Not so much motion sickness, just hurts my eyes. Daniel pulls out his brain to check if it's working. He is a man of science, after all. Oh, fuck me, that feels a lot better. Right? It's like instantaneous. How like, it was so clearly the thing that was wrong. Traveling to Dover meant going to Canterbury. He made sure to pay a visit to avoid a sense of guilt connected with neglect of family. Ooh. Oh, it's so much better. Wow. Oh, it's fun. Witnessing unsettling events will reduce your sanity. It can be increased by completing puzzles and making progress. Wow, I can't see shit. Oh, hello, Bugs. Hi. Hello there. Oh. Hey, gang, I'm not gonna lie to you. I forgot this game is actually quite atmospheric. I forgot that I'm quite affected by the dark. And noises. Back to following the Danganronpa blood trail. Like, I'm gonna be... I'm gonna be so honest with you. The first time we encounter a monster, there's a non-zero chance I freeze up and die. with the reflexes of a deer. I am quite darling, am I not? You're a native to Pittsburgh. I suppose that makes sense. Shame my persona's already a raccoon. Can I open this to cast more light? Kind of? Hello? Hello, treasure. No, wait. Do I dare? Do I dare? Oh wow, you can scroll wheel to... Can I grab something? I can. Oh, that's a very nice jingle.
19th of August, 1839. I wish I could ask how much you remember. I don't know if there'll be anything left after I consume this drink. Don't be afraid, Daniel. I can't tell you why, but know this. I choose to forget. Try to find comfort and strength in that fact. There is a purpose. You are my final effort to put things right. God willing, the name Alexander of Brandenburg still invokes bitter anger in you. If not, this will sound horrible. Go to the inner sanctum, find Alexander, and kill him. His body is old and weak, and yours, young and strong. He will be no match for you.
A little bit.
One last thing.
Okay.
A shadow is following you. It's a living nightmare, breaking down reality. I have tried everything, and there is no way to fight back. You need to escape it as long as you can. Redeem us both, Daniel. Descend into the darkness where Alexander waits and murder him. Your former self,
Send into the dark.
Daniel.
Hey. Picked up oil. Me when I'm an oil magnate in the year, I don't know, 1814 or some shit. Ooh. It's a really nice little... It's a really nice little jingle whenever you solve a puzzle. Oh, I can't take items through load zones. The other children cheered him on, his name voiced in a steadily rising pace, urging him to do it. Am I really doing this? The young boy thought, and struck his victim something. Jelly, can you turn mouse up? Sure, hold on. Hopefully that should help. Ow!
Alexander, is it inside the castle?
Alexander.
In a manner of speaking. Come, bring the lamp. You've been to the refinery, have you not?
I don't believe I have. Is it connected to the... what did you call it?
The inner sanctum. My most precious chamber, Daniel. And it lies well beyond the refinery. In fact, it lies beneath the very stone of Brennenburg.
My eyes! If this were a Joe stream, she'd actually be there suddenly. Hold on, let me make a DM. Let me make a DM. Hello, parentheses. It's end parentheses. Mouse. Do you want to join stream for a 1 minute stream bit. It will occur in the future, but not now. I'm not actually, obviously, I didn't Foley the typing, so you can tell I lied. However, one day, I will plan such a bit. Let it be known that in the future, such a bit will occur. More bugs! Hello! Hi! Hello! Aw, they're shy. Let's get out of here. You gotta put some more gusto in it, man. No wonder he can't fight back. Hello there. Hello, treasure. I love a 2D plane spider web. That's none of my business. That is none of my business. Scouring the Future Games channel for instances of mice that can allow for this bit. Oh, hold on. Ooh. Alright, we will add all of that and then try our best to not use all of it. Ignoring women during International Women's Month? It's not my place. That's her story. I shouldn't get involved. I know the womb tattoo fairy says that line, but did Morgana also say it in Persona 5? It sounds very familiar. Interesting to call her the womb tattoo fairy. I haven't played Persona 5, so I don't know if Morgana says that line. No. It's locked and will not open without a key. I forgot her name. Gallica. You shouldn't call her that. A fragrant taste of rose lingered in his mouth. Turkish delights, he thought, just like the ones at the consulate in Constantinople. I'm sorry, are there Deku Scrub in the area that I don't know about? What the hell was that noise? Okay, I know I said I wouldn't say any slurs on stream. However, does Deku Scrub kind of sound like a slur? Like, is that just me, or it sounds vaguely like slur-like, doesn't it? Can I pick something up if I'm standing on it? Oh, go, my steed! Go! Onward to victory! Shit, I can't see. All right, all right. Hold on. Now we're smoothing. Now we're smoothing. That's fun. Now that you're playing with the physics object, is the atmosphere thoroughly destroyed? And if undoing the atmosphere helps you play better, can this not be considered metagaming? Interesting. Oh my god, my eyes!
There should be more coop rack. Let me see. And one part aqua force.
Lamp oil? Chemistry pot? Dude. This is my third attempt to produce artificial vitiae. The former compounds lack the potency I need, but I sense I'm close. Calamine and orpiment are a given, and the cuprite binds them well. This time I will attempt aqua regia instead of aqua fortis, in hope it will produce a more even solution. The experiment was successful. The solution is highly acidic, and proves impractical to put to any use except as a detergent. Organic tissue reacts especially violently to the solution and should be handled with the greatest care. I might be able to use the recipe, but I'm losing hope that I will find an alchemic solution to my predicament. Quick, go on break? Oh, is Joe done? Oh, it is 6 p.m. Damn. All right. Hi, Merrick. You were here earlier, but I guess hello again. Another tinderbox. Get this out of here. One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. When I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I... Oh, no, hold on. I just noticed that I'm popping out of the screen a little bit. One moment, please. Whoops-a-daisy. There we go. That's better. As long as I am able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. Hello? Hello. Joe Raiders. How goes it on this fine Tuesday afternoon? I welcome you to the stage of history on this momentous day where we find ourselves walking in the chasms that once were the footfalls of giants. We are playing Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Nice transition. Thank you, thank you. Many people in Jads are also saying this to each other. Anyway, hi. Welcome. We're still in the midst of our survival horror marathon. And after finishing Fatal Frame last stream, that's a triple layer joke there. After finishing Fatal Frame last stream, we are now on to Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Hold on, I want ambience, but I also want to pause the game so that I can explain. I'm really, really excited to play this. I have played this before, a long, long time ago. Which is to say, God, maybe close to 10 years ago at this point. Jesus. However, I played it with a guide and with a friend, so I don't remember much of what was going on. We are in the midst of our survival horror marathon called the Death March. I've probably explained this before, but you know, every time I raid Allison, she has a whole spiel that she goes through, so why not do the same in some regard? Last October, Mouse, Allison, myself, and Smoke of the White, which is the improper noun order for that, but I'm the English teacher here, I'm the only one that has to worry about it. We streamed for Gamers Outreach. We did a charity fundraiser for Gamers Outreach, which is a charity that provides gaming equipment to children who are in hospitals so that their extended stays can be a little more fun than, you know, a hospital stay would usually tend to be. And we raised quite a lot of money. I think we raised somewhere in the ballpark of $15,000, which was unbelievable. And as part of that charity incentive, we had donation incentives. One of which was for each of us to do a themed month of streams. Each of us got to choose our theme. Mouse is currently doing cozy games, Allison is doing genre-defining games, and I am doing survival horror games. So we've been looking through the legacy of survival horror as a genre, and examining how developers inflict horror. We've narrowed it down to a couple of key highlights of the genre that are important enough for, like, some level of recognition, or at least some level of inclusion or consideration to be considered part of the genre. But we're largely looking at these games through the lens of, are they survival horror? And if so, how are they iterating on the genre? We're not just sort of going for prescriptive genre classifications. We're looking a little further, and we're seeing, if we analyze this game from the perspective of it being a survival horror game, how does that change our perspective, and how does that allow us to analyze the mechanical, thematic, narrative, aesthetic choices that were made by the game? So the big one that I talked about at the start of stream with Amnesia is the removal of combat as a method of engagement, as a form of disempowering the player, which, as you may be able to tell by Amnesia's prominence, in the online culture of the world and gaming as a medium, was quite successful for the horror genre as a whole. So I'm really excited to get back to it. What's your favorite one you've played so far? Silent Hill. Far and away, Silent Hill was my favorite. I loved every minute of Silent Hill. That game still holds up. I was downright euphoric when I finished that game. I can't wait to get back to it and finish my replay. If I wasn't stuck in the Pokemon Leaf Green mines right now, I probably have done it by now. But yeah, I loved Silent Hill. Every game that I've played so far has been fantastic. Fucking love Amnesia. The horror was so effective that I actually turned on the lights because I was too scared to play in the dark. And Cora says, thank God the prof is doing the whole spiel. I haven't gone to a lecture all semester. Happy to see you, Koru. Glad to have you. So yeah, we're currently in the very beginning of Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Just a little context for you, I'm a massive bitch and coward. So even though I've played this game before, I'm still probably going to be really scared of it. The 2 streams that I have allotted to finish this game are very ambitious, considering that I will probably be moving at a snail's pace. The lack of a chimney to properly vent the fumes from my most recent experiments has taken a toll on many of my less stable ingredients in storage. Some seem unaffected, but many are stained by the fumes and will be difficult to salvage. I shall do what I can to move them to the wine cellar. So I'm gonna open my next DM. Hello there, massive bitch and coward. I hope this letter finds you well, and I will respond in turn. I have an older brother. I'm used to being called names as a form of greeting. I'm sorry. I don't know how Daniel is gonna tell me that he can't fight back when this whole pallet of wood he can just over his head with one hand, mind you. This is one-handed because he's got the lantern in the other one. Just chuck a full wooden barrel across the room. Is it bitch with one eye or bitch with multiple eyes? Just to the one. I think the multiple is a tad excessive in this case. Horror Games Destroy Me schedules a month of them. I mean, yeah, I have had a lifelong fascination with regards to horror. So I've always wanted to play them. I've said this before multiple times, especially during this marathon. The reason I started streaming in the first place was because I love horror, but I'm too much of a coward to play it unless I have a friend to play it with me so that I'm not alone and scared. So, you know, if you aren't scared, then you aren't getting your money's worth. Okay. I do. Let me get on my high horse, my soapbox, as it were, that I have to do at least once per stream during this marathon. My perspective, which I am quite fervent about. I think this is the first area that has a monster in it. My perspective that I am quite fervent about is that horror does not equal scary. Is scary a very common element of horror?
16th
Absolutely.
May, 1839.
However, it is not a
The
requirement
unflinching African
for a
sun
horror
has
classification.
continued to plague our expedition, making it impossible to dig until dusk. How Professor Herbert managed to find the location in these vast plains of nothingness remains a mystery to me. When I asked him about the tomb again, he told me about the legend of Tin Hanan, the mother of us all. An interesting story in its own right, but I can't help feeling there's more. Later that evening, we
Oh, he's
uncovered
still- he's
a
still
passage
going.
beneath the dunes.
I also
leading
can't help
to a
feeling there's more.
sand-covered stone structure. The professor was confident it was the tomb we sought, and ordered the others to clear the way late into the dark, cold night. Tomorrow, I shall lead the men into the ancient structure, hoping to reach the burial chamber. No matter what the professor is keeping from me, the dig should yield something interesting to take back to London and the British Museum.
Oh, lovely. We really are proper Brits, aren't we? Hi there, buddy. What's up? No. You showed yourself. Come back. Quite bright outside, isn't it? I don't know how this is controversial. Video games have managed to maintain an entire horror genre without any of them being scary. This out of the way. Never mind. Thought I heard something. Aw, we don't have a body. We can't push stuff. Okay, do you... Hello? Is that just the chair physics just wigging out a little? What the hell is that noise? Don't listen to them, Amnesia. I'm very scared. I am also scared. Let me also state for the record that just because I do not consider scary a prerequisite for horror, that does not mean that it isn't extremely effective
17th of May,
and
1839.
strong in the horror genre.
Hands tremble as I
PNG,
write.
as Jelly PNG tuber is crazy. Hold on, we're gonna...
to
I
document
can
my
tap
tribulation,
perfect.
for I fear that my memory will fail me if I linger.
I feel like I'm way too big on the screen. Scooch down. There we go.
Today, I took some
I'm also
men
gonna Glock
and
in, that's
ventured
right.
into the dark, ancient passage we uncovered. Our torches burned faintly in the murky air as we slowly made our way underground. The men were superstitious and fearful. They argued loudly, and I felt their strange language getting to me. I mustered my strength and yelled at them to continue down the slopes and broken steps. The crudely carved passage confused me. It looked much older than the 4th century structure we had expected. The twisting path emerged
Daniel, could you
into a great
speed it up just a little bit?
The walls were lined with statues unlike any I'd
Happy to hear
ever
that, actually,
seen.
Purple. Good for you, man.
Despite their unearthly quality, I felt a strange familiarity toward them, which haunts me still. At the far end of the chamber, a great slab of stone sealed off whatever lay ahead. I gave the order to raise it, and as I pushed through the narrow space, the heavy stone suddenly dropped, sealing me inside.
All right, Hemingway, I get the
was
picture.
trapped.
Yep. I'm trapped. Would you consider dread to be a required element? Not necessarily, no. I wouldn't pinpoint any specific negative emotion as a requirement for the game to be considered horror, or for it to fit into the horror genre. Horror is largely a collection of aesthetics more so than it is a specific feeling. But in that regard, I do think that horror generally consists of largely negative feelings. Not specifically dread or fear, but, you know, stuff like anxiety or uncertainty or unease. Some of them are largely going to be... Some of them are largely going to be synonyms of the larger keywords that we're thinking of in this case. However, the general idea remains the same. Perhaps tension? I don't know that there's... I mean, if we want to try and find a singular word that would be a catch-all term, unfortunately, horror would be the one to use. But I don't know that there's a lot of particular use in trying to find that specific catch-all in this case, as long as we have some relative conversational shorthand to establish the general idea so we're all on the same page. Okay, I haven't received evidence that there is a monster lurking yet, so... Anyway, what is that rustling noise? Is that me? Sound design in this game is quite good. Love how I want to go home. I would like to go home, please. I would no longer like to inhabit the body of damned Daniel. Lamp oil? God, just saying lamp, like, I feel like an itch in my vocal cords to say the rest of it. Like, I can't just say lamp oil. It has... Lamp oil? Rope? Bombs? You want it? It's yours, my friend. As long as you have enough rubies. Not my finest Morshoe, but you know what? It'll get the job done. Oh, Christ. Please don't flashbang me when I pick up notes. Daniel, are you okay? What's up, buddy?
17th May.
Oh.
1839.
They call it a flashback because they flashbang you.
Unforgiving stone wall for what seemed like an eternity. I realized it was hopeless. I was trapped. I fell to the ground, gasping for air, trying to focus. That's when I saw a faint blue shimmer. My weakened body was heavy to carry, but I managed to push myself toward the enchanting light.
Enchantment. Oh, word. Okay. One moment, please. Hold on. I have to allow the term I fucked it. I fucked it up. I thought it was the as long as you have the rubies. Sorry, Link. I can't give credit. Come back when you're a little richer.
In dark nothingness, I felt myself drawn to the mystic light. I reached out, closing it in my hands. The faint glow escaped my fingers and began to spark brightly and spirit me away, unlocking alien memories of spiraling towers, endless deserts, and impossible geometry.
Pathologic?
The next thing I can remember is the grating sound of stone being lifted, the voices of the Arabs pulling me to safety, and grasped firmly in my hands was the broken pieces of a most peculiar relic.
See? Is my sanity bad or something? Head is pounding and hands are shaking. That sounds bad. Alright, just Yep, roll up the rim and get up on out of here. Can I light the chandelier? No? Chandelier chain is not enabled. Also, I think Errol said goodbye. Errol, I'm so sorry. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. Great to see you. So this is where Joe's rocks ended up rolling. Hey, it's not just a rock, Merrick. It's a boulder. Show her some respect. Stop doing that to me, please.
Much of the castle is old and hasn't been tended to for centuries. When the shadow arrives, it won't take long until things start falling apart.
We're just buying time anyway. Let's do what we can.
There isn't much to be done about the walls. We should reinforce weak structures. The ground will tremble and there's a risk everything will cave in on us, especially downstairs. Here, and there. Let's get the servants working on it.
Stay in my window real quick. Oh, please, you can't just flash the entire screen white. Do I have a map? I have notes and I have diaries. Oh, we found all of Daniel's diary. Mementos. Is there a map? Any thoughts on this game exploding on YouTube? I mean, I don't have any like specific thoughts formed just from the the fact that it got popular on YouTube. However, I do find it to be really fun to play it in the modern day. Wow, that's a sturdy fucking helmet. To play it in the modern day, you know, in the legacy. Stop doing that, man. You can't tell me to play the game in a dark room with all the lights off and then flashbang me every 10 minutes, man. You can't.
When you activate the first one, you hear that? If it stops, you'll have to start over.
Isn't all this a bit excessive?
Oil?
You can never be too careful, Daniel.
Okay, that was just straight up a zombie growl. Is this something? That is the puzzle. One moment, please. Oh, that one's already broken. Allstadt and Brennenburg Castle, 1801. The real horror is the eyesight you lost along what? True! The astigmatism. Another region with lore is Allstadt, deep within the East Prussian woods. Another region rich with lore, sorry. For centuries, there have been stories surrounding the hamlet and its neighbor, Castle Brennenburg. The quiet forest-clad mountains, dressed with scattered lakes, is as picturesque as can be, albeit the area is haunted by the dark. Ask any local and you will hear proof of the widespread superstition. All travelers should indulge themselves in such conversation, since it will certainly serve as exciting entertainment. All of them have their own twists on the tales, but there are some motifs that keep reappearing. The Gatherers. This story reaches all the way back to the time of the 30 Years' War. It is said that soldiers who abandoned their duty got lost in the cold, dark woods and were forever damned to roam the grounds. Their bodies, wrought by the tainted souls, have left them disfigured and empty of essence. Many have cited them over the years and described them as horrid revenants. They move silently through the woods, shying away from any beholder. They are called gatherers, as they seem to follow some ambition to steal living creatures. It is their prey which can be heard struggling inside damp burlap sacks dragging behind them, which reveal their presence. What dark scheme do they follow? A Visit Undone. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa, the well-known erudite, visited Allstadt at the start of the 16th century. He resided in the local inn for a fortnight as he looked for remnants of past kingdoms past. During his stay, all the prominent members of society paid notice, and he is mentioned in many records for the time. One day, he went to investigate a burrow in the northwestern glades, only to never be seen again. Heinrich is known to have passed away in Grenoble some 10 years later. He dismissed the notion of ever visiting Allstadt, which makes you wonder what really happened. Who was this mysterious man who visited the sleepy hamlet in the woods, and what happened to him? The Baron of Brennenburg lives a reclusive life with his family in a castle nearby Alstad, and like most of those of noble birth, rumors are inherited alongside with the title. Researching the history reveals little before the castle was consumed by fire in the late 16th century. It was rebuilt by Alexander, a nobleman from the Rhinelands, claiming the role of protector as the Prussian state. Alexander helped the region to flourish and remains popular throughout his presumed lifetime. The family has always been secretive when it comes to lineage and heritage. Therefore, the birth and death of Alexander and his offspring has never been fully recorded. This has fed the idea that the Baron is in fact the one and the same who came from the West over 300 years ago, lived through the time of occupation, and joined the coveted order of the Black Eagle, along with the great leaders of this country. Black Eagle? 3 houses mentioned? The game is actually shit? Secretly? Oh no. Got it. Nicely done. Wine cellar. No, that's okay. I played this game like 15 years ago on a free trial of one of those early game streaming services over a DSL connection. Controls were very floaty and the image quality was jittering all over the place. Interesting. Hopefully this is a little bit more of a visually stable experience, if not more mentally unstable. Regarding closing of the wine cellar, Wilhelm and his fools have endangered my research long enough with their absent-minded handling of the human vessels. The sheriff is keeping a watchful eye on the forest and is killing my trusty servants. Just a matter of time until they follow the trail to Brennenburg. I need to lock Wilhelm and his men up to avoid further investigation from the public. The wine cellar will therefore be sealed off until the matter has been handled. Either the king's men leave, or they will starve. Whatever comes first, they can rot for all I care. Maybe we'll feed them some wine. It would, in a sense, solve both of my problems. Interesting. I think this game would go hard in VR. That wasn't open before. Is there something moving? Hey, just for the record, so everyone's aware, I hate it here. I'd just like to make sure everyone knows. That's all. I can feel my entire body tensing. I am 100% going to freeze like a deer in headlights. Bring Ancient Hexchin with you for emotional support, perhaps? Perhaps. This away, my dear. She does remarkably slow our movement speed, though. It's a shame. Why? Why? Would you say your limbs are turning to jelly? Not so much jelly as a jello. Rigid but flabby. Okay, let's just keep on moving. Is it too bad this castle doesn't have the eternally lit torches and candles tech most video game castles have? I know, they're so behind the times. Never mind. I didn't say anything. Ignore me. Okay. A handful of sand trickled from the crumbling stone ceiling and pushed down on the brim of his hat. He braced himself as the cavern suddenly shifted and settled. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What? What was that? What just hit me? Oh! Oh! Oh, I see. Okay. Well, that's certainly one way to signal to the player they're not supposed to come back that way. And then we got the wine cellar key, so we're going this way. Use the key on... How do I... Oh, double click. Okay. Billy, you spilled your strawberries? I don't like strawberries. I like strawberry flavored things, but I don't like strawberries. The desert dunes were like waves in a sluggish sea. The caravan moved, the land... Beware! When standing in darkness, your sanity will slowly drain. Turn on lights in the environment using tinderboxes or search for sources of light. Does this count? I hope so. Oh my god, I'm gonna go through my lamp oil so fucking fast. Oh, should I just turn the brightness up a little so that I can actually see shit? I don't care about losing my sanity. I care about being able to actually see. That's better. Ow! Ow!
Where did the Baron go?
Who cares? He left us enough wine to last us a lifetime. Or at least until tomorrow.
Ow. I'm sure that's just wine. Don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that. Don't like that. Oh, bones. About that, Jelly, you might want to adjust your monitor's black level instead. Often monitors have very high black levels that improve all other colors, but make it practically impossible to see in the dark. Good to know. Jelly, would you say this is one of the scarier games you've played already? I would say so, yes. I think Silent Hill got to me more, like, psychologically. But this is the first game that is more so actively scary because of the resource drain being, like, visibility and having no actual capability of fighting back. Okay, locked. An enemy is near, stay out of sight or hide in the darkness. Okay, I would like to disable... Well, no, they're part of the... Your sanity is dangerously low. What exactly does that mean? Oh boy. I hate it here. Oh, I'm gonna go through all of my resources so fucking fast. Not gonna make... Why? Why do you have to do this to me? Hello? What, the blood moon rises? Why? Okay. And one last part to check. Chemicals must be prepared using the appropriate apparatus. I see. You knock over bottles when you walk into them? I don't think so. I don't... It doesn't appear that... That's really well lit. Damn. That's really cool. Okay, so we all agree that when I grab this, a monster is going to appear and scare me, right? Right? We all agree? I need to be using my tinder boxes more often. The game's giving me quite a lot of them. I guess that's an option too. That's also an option. Waste of a tinder box. Okay.
Cold.
What?
It's so cold.
Oh. They're saying it's gold. Can I actually... Hold down left mouse while moving the stick left to push. Press right mouse to strong push in the direction you face. There we go. Wow. I'm sorry, Alexander, you're fucking yoked, dude. How's your brain doing? Heart is pounding and hands are shaking. Sorry, not Alexander. Daniel. Goddamn. Bro! I'm sorry. Fucking Olympic strongman Daniel over here. Okay, here's the plan. Here's the plan. Here's the plan. We are the dam with a plan. Fucking book it. Book it. Run. 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 Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Run. Cloth smelled of desert and damp musk. Pieces lay scrambled on top. Too many of them, he thought. Perhaps too few. We're fine. We're okay. The appropriate apparatus. What is the appropriate apparatus? Ow. Oh, hey, little guys. Oh, no, that's okay. Listen, as long as I don't see the unnatural events, they don't happen. They don't exist. Just look away. Your brain can't remember if it doesn't remember in the first place. Battler wasn't in that. Exactly. Battler wasn't in that scene. Okay. Back to the old archive. No. Okay. Well, we have everything we need, I think. What exactly would be the appropriate apparatus? Notes. Calmine and Orprint and Cuprite. Final attempt Aqua Regia. Solution is highly acid and yeah, okay. So how do I combine it? Off to the laboratorium, perhaps. Wait, no. Wait, I don't want to go here. Wait a second. No, fuck this place. Hold on. Wait. Fuck, I hate it here. Sound design and ambient sound are quite good. No, wait, this is where I want to go. Okay. Oh, hello. Extra tinderbox. Nope. Do I combine it here, perhaps? Perhaps? 4 different chemicals? The note only said 3! The note only said I needed 3! I can jump onto the boxes. I can't, like, lift them up while I'm on them and jump infinitely, though, however. Alright. Back to the cellar. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not afraid anymore.
What's happening? Oh, it feels like my chest is going to burst. Oh.
My God! Wilhelm, do something!
Accept it. We're not getting out of here.
How can you say that? Alexander, you piece of shit! Let us out of here!
I think that they were probably fine. Yeah, I think they might have made it. Wilhelm's last words. My name is Wilhelm, House of Garrick. These are my final words. Listen, man. I didn't get the English degree so that I could read. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Lock in. Lock in. Lock in. Lock in. Lock in. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm strong and brave and fast. We made it. We made it. Ow. Oh, come on. Okay, okay. Almost there. Almost there. Almost there. Ladder. Oh, that's convenient. I didn't know that was a thing that I could do. I didn't even do that on purpose. Good to know. Alright, alright. 4 different chemicals. Yes, correct. That'll do it. That'll stop him. Need to turn the burners for the burners. Oh. Shit. Right, there we go. Oops. There we go. A little spill of a highly acidic compound is fine. Pot of acid. Dude, no way. It is filled with acid. Oh, hey, look! The game was going to teach me that mechanic, but I was smart enough to know about it already by accident. Forbidden Mountain Dew. What do you mean forbidden? That's just how they make it. Alright, things are getting a little bad. Things are getting slightly out of hand. Alright. Now, I could go back down deeper into the cellar, or I could fuck off forever right now. Cannot... I don't want to darkly descend. I don't wanna. Right, fine. I have to. I don't have Steam achievements for that? That can't be right. I don't have any what? Why not? Nice credit card number, thank you. Ow. Please stop doing that.
It sure is dark in here.
Yes,
I did, in fact,
and
play
there's
this
a good
before.
reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
Me whenever I'm talking to Miyazaki, and we're developing my hit new stamina based. Okay, well, when we're developing my hit new stamina-based action game, Souls. But why is it so dark? Okay, well, I have to say, seeing the monster reminded me that he's just a goofy, silly little guy. A little planer, I think. No, it's not done. Oh, that's up there. That looks important. Laudanum. Improve health and help heal wounds. Oh, no, we'll wait to use that. Why? I'm sorry. Why is our heart gray and diseased? What the fuck?
22nd of June, 1839. It's been more than a
I will
month
use this stream as
since my
sleep
last
aid.
entry.
Good night, Jelly and as a
After the
sleep.
event
This is a
inside
sleep
the
aid?
underground chamber in Algeria, Professor Herbert insisted I return to England. He said he didn't want to risk forfeiting the entire expedition lest I took a turn for the worse. An excessive decision, in retrospect. But I'm glad it turned out that way. I found my journal this morning in the haphazard collection of things brought home from Africa. Next to it lay the broken stone orb wrapped in cloth. I tried to assemble it, but couldn't. The pieces wouldn't fit together, as if they weren't from the same object. Could I have imagined it all? Was there ever a complete orb?
Was there ever a complete orb? We brought Deadly Curse back from Africa. Is this game racist? I don't think so, no. I am getting some Heart of Darkness vibes from it, a little bit. But dare I say it's possible this game might understand colonialism? Fuck. 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 Fuck, I hate it here. Oh, fuck, I hate it here. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't take it. I forgot to get oil from the last one. Shit. Okay, well. Does the blanket fort enhance the experience? It does, actually, yes. Enhances the stream experience in a variety of ways, really. I'm happy to have her. I'm glad that I figured out that tech. It feels nice to have a more insulated sound environment. Lamp oil. A lot of tinderboxes. What is this? Something is clogging the crank and pulley contraption. Oh, I see. Jesus, Daniel. That sort of interactive puzzle solving is really fun. Holy shit. I like that a lot. Oh. You know, I didn't think about the fact that we wouldn't be able to come back up. We have begun our dark descent. I'm impressed how much is getting to you even though you've played before. Well, I played almost 10 years ago and with a guide and with a friend. Stop doing that! Oh no! No, 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 no. Oh, fuck everything. I hate being alive. Fuck. All right, lock in. Fuck. Fuck, I hate it here. Why? That's so mean. Invisible water monster. Fucking diabolical. Utterly genius, you bastard. Ugh, get on the box! Can I hold on? You can't. That's it? All these shelves of books and there's only one that's loose? Oh, thank God. This one will save me. It's Bible from Silent Hill. I remember this section of the demo not working on me and thinking, why make it invisible and then give it such visible splashes? You know? I can understand you saying that. For me, it makes it really, really work, because I both can't see it and can. You know? It's fucked up and evil like that. And judging by the way that people tend to react to the grunt, like the basic enemy, whenever they're eventually able to see him. Get on the box! Okay, generally speaking, not being able to see the thing is quite a lot scarier than being able to see the thing. Because whatever you imagine it might be is a lot scarier than, oh my God, what some person thinks might be scary. Why did I come in here? Just for laudanum? Can't get up on that. Can't get up on that. Oh my God. Ow. Fuck, that hurt. Barely conscious. Well, that wasn't worth it. Oh. Oh, was there a lever in there? Fuck. Fuck. No? No lever? No lever, just head? How do I open this? Oh. There must be... Yeah, I know there must be an opening mechanism. So it's got to be back in that room then. I don't know where else it could be. Jelly already has the chat as a friend. Now it's time for the guide to make it fully nostalgic. True. True. Am I streamer blind right now? Should it be really obvious where it is? I feel like it would have to be in this room, right? Was that... Is this the lever and I put it the wrong way? No. It's timed. Okay, no, wait, I can do this. I'm a gamer. And we kept a cool head. Some lamp oil. No! All right. Wayward memories of Talos guide my footfalls. Ow. Okay, well, that didn't work. No. Who would design this? Who would design a door like this? You have levers that can do this. Go fetch. go full Talos. I'm a friend to boxes. Hey! Okay, Jesus. I didn't mean to throw. You can't just do that! You're not allowed! You're not allowed to do that! What the fuck? That's cheating. That's definitely cheating. What? Are they still back there? They are. Okay. Go fetch. He's coming for me. Okay. Whew. Okay, that's definitely not gonna stop him. Or will it? Hollow needle. Oh, he can break the door, okay. Okay. Whew, all right. Something large brushed against his leg, and he felt himself being dragged along by the current of the beast. He pushed himself again to the surface. Help, he cried as the ocean swallowed him again. Oh no. Why are we in water? 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 Just fucking book it. Book it. Run! Run! Was it actually behind us at all? I don't... Okay, just go, just go, just go, just go, just go, just go, just go. Just go! Why? Why would you design a chamber like this? Why would you do this? He felt himself being hoisted out of the ocean. Escape the creature in the water. Oh, thank God. Okay. All right, crystal clear. Oh, we're doing just fine and dandy. We're doing great. Noted. Ugh. I'm sorry, there's a little splash in the fountain mechanic? Why? Okay, so for the record, this is definitely gonna spout blood when we come here later on, right? Like, for sure? For sure it's gonna be spewing blood instead of water? Like, whenever we're about to leave this area? Study, guest room. Also, yeah, Merrick, this game does have a lot more rating than I remember. You played too much Fatal Frame? Some would say I didn't play enough. Alright. Oh, hotkey stopped working, so I can't be locked out anymore. Unless... Oh, it's because I was pressing... Right. Oh, I was pressing multiple things at the same time. Flashbang, flashback.
You have an ascending room. Will it take us to the inner sanctum?
It will definitely take care of the vertical part of our journey. So, you have ridden an elevator before?
Yes, the Colosseum at Regent's Park has one. It takes you to the gallery where you can view the panorama.
Good. This ride might be a little longer, and in the other direction.
It'll handle our dark descent. Okay, well, I don't want to... Ow. Surely we're not just... Okay, yeah. Not working, so we gotta get it working again. Machine room for pigs, perhaps? Alright. Nice. Alright. We'll take a break here, because we've got some nice visuals. We've got some nice ambient music. We're gonna take a break, and it'll probably end up being a shorter stream, maybe a break and then an hour. We're good to go. So get some water, get a snack, all that jazz. I will see you in about 5 minutes. If there's a mod here, get that scram bit rolling. See you in a few. All right, we're back. Hello, hi. So what does it symbolize? I think it means so true, actually. So true. That's exactly correct. Let me get /prediction up. Start prediction. Ran results. No, not quite. There you go. A 5-minute submission period. All right, get your scran bets in, folks. Get your scran bets in. In the meantime, we'll get Chandel up and running. One thing that I really like so far about this game is there is a very strong focus on the atmosphere of just getting you into this space. And I think mechanically having such a strong emphasis on physics puzzles. I'm going to put the music up as I'm discussing a little bit. Having such a strong emphasis on physics puzzles and interaction with the environment is really playing to the strengths of the game in terms of its environment design. They want you to think very deeply and immerse yourself very deeply in the setting and in the world that the game is taking place in. And a way that they've sort of ensured that the average player will absolutely be forced to engage with the world in some way is by making your only means of interacting with the game interacting with the world. You always have to pull doors open. You always have to move boxes around. Navigating around the environment is your main means of interacting with the game. And I think in that regard, I can already tell you from like just how much I've played so far, the choice to not have any combat mechanics is not only a mechanical success, but a very strong thematic and aesthetic success as well, because I'm unable to interact with the monsters in the same way that I would traditionally be able to interact with them in a game. I am much more focused on how I can interact with my environment in unique ways in order to avoid the monsters. I am thinking very carefully, like in that previous encounter, about how which boxes can I move? What can I throw in this environment to make some noise in order to get him away from me? The water monster design, the way that encounter is designed, I think, is masterful. There is a reason that this game blew up the way it did, the way that it did, and really changed how horror games were designed in the 2010 in the 2010s. This was before non-combat horror games were a popular thing. Yes, this was the big trendsetter. That's not to say that it is the first game to ever do something like this, mind you. However, this is the one that really makes people take notice of how effective that is as a means of inflicting horror on the player. I think a lot of games like Outlast, which I don't particularly think very highly of, use it as an excuse to just sort of make you feel more powerless, and it does do that relatively well. Or it's effective for a reason. However, Amnesia is not just using it as a means of making you powerless, it's doing it as a means of immersing you in the world more deeply. It is doing everything in its power to make sure that you are considering the environment you are in a real space that you have to interact with in real ways in order to overcome your problem. And the more immersed you are in that setting and in the world as it's taking place, the more you feel the fear that is intended from these encounters. Really, really, really effective mechanical choice in that regard. I can't shake the feeling that in the modern lens, Amnesia has sort of become like less of an actual game that people look back on and consider like what it did mechanically, and more of like a cultural touch point in terms of like video games on the internet and horror let's plays and stuff like that. I feel like in the contemporary cultural lens, Amnesia is not this spectacular success in environmental immersion and horror gameplay. It is the Markiplier PewDiePie game where you get scared and scream. And I think that has a lot to do with the general perception of horror as a genre, as something that is just designed to scare you. Yeah, it's the screaming PewDiePie game to a lot of people. When, like, it's honestly this very subdued, subtle, pervasive kind of horror experience. This is not a jump scare game. This is you're in the room with the monster, you need to get out of the room by doing some discrete series of tasks as fast as possible. The disempowerment has a purpose to helping the player come up with other solutions to deal with threats, and that was really unique at the time. There's also a really weird effect where the design tricks that Amnesia used became very well used, and people got like too used to how they were being used in Amnesia, and those that fall, yeah, they became expected of the genre rather than being this very novel thing that was unique to Amnesia. I still think going back to Amnesia, it does it really well. I love the choice of these focus on environmental interaction and physics puzzles. That's such an effective decision, design-wise, to immerse the player in the setting. It's really, really clever, really well considered. With horror, it's bad to know how things work behind the curtain too well. Yeah, there's a reason why the choice to have darkness be this active mechanic and to make things look so dark throughout the entire game is such a important visual decision, because if you look at some of the monsters in Amnesia, they're really fucking silly looking. Like, the grunt is so goofy with his entire mouth hanging out across his chest. Like, he looks really silly when you can see him up close. But when he's just shambling noises and damage and just a threat that exists lurking around the corner and you can't look at him, otherwise you take sanity damage, now he's a more important threat. Anyway, we start with the Saito Gambit. Oh, all right. It is Merrick Bentusi. It's earlier than 2025. Less than 9. All right. There's blood in the water. There's blood in the water. Can I get this in 2? Hold on. You know what? I think today's her day. I think today's her day because it's Slay the Spire 2. Shit! Later than 2019. Less than 7. Okay. All right. Let's think here. Is this... No, there's no way it's Breaker. Unless? Man, the Glorpy mode's real cheeky, isn't it? It's real cheeky looking. I love that. And this is more a general question considering the games you've played this month, but in your opinion, is the moment when those mechanics proliferate, when those mechanics become a vibe, for want of a better term? What do you mean by that? By when those mechanics proliferate? What do you mean? Like when those mechanics become commonplace rather than like the norm in that case? I don't know that I've heard proliferate used in, or maybe I'm not brushed up on proliferate as a term. I already complimented Oko on the cheekiness specifically. It's really, really fun. Maybe we go for a cheeky speedrun Chan's not even in there. Wow. A Breaker Chan, perhaps. No. All right. In between 2025 and 2020, less than 9 fan arts, Merrick Bentusi. Shoot. I should know this one. I really should know this one. Okay, well... I'm trying to think back to Merrick Week. Okay, is it Ladder Chan again? It's not Ladder Chan again. I had to try. So more than one earlier than 2023. Okay, all right. We're getting closer. We're narrowing it down. Probably 2021, if I had to guess. Before 2023. Interesting. So between 2020 and 2023. So 2021 or 2022. What Chans did Merrick make in that time? Was Outer Wilds 2020 or was Outer Wilds 2021? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was 2020, right? Is this maybe... Hold on, let's try Purple Chan, perhaps? Maybe it's a stream deal? Yes! Yes! Nice! All right. Fucking nailed it. Nailed it! Awesome! Ha ha! In 5. Beautiful. He's not gotten a lot of love. Of course, I have to... Anytime it's a Merrick Chan, I need to think back to how many of them are on... In the Janart database because of Chantober Vember. So, of course, we got Purple Chan there in her full Dragon Angel regalia, as it were. This was a really fun one to draw. It was a nice pose. I was proud of that one. And, of course, her usual outfit, courtesy of Paddle. Ooh. For the Gorgeous View collab. Awesome. All right, that's today's channel. On to the main event. Can we choose it? We got 26 minutes before it switched over to Wednesday. So let's get to it, shall we? Yes, we scran! Lock in. Let's do this. All right. It's got to be the bucket of bugs. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For those who scran after, it's got to be the bucket of bugs. It's got to be Tub of Insects Chan. It's got to be Tub of Insects Chan. It's got to be. Thanks for voting. I will always choose Tub of Insects Chan. All right. Pizza, $6.50, decent looking pizza. I remember this pizza rating surprisingly high. Or hot dog, doesn't look particularly appetizing. We're going pizza. Not bad. All right, off to a good start. Sausage roll, $2, £2 rather. Chicken and rice, £8. Some pretty good looking chicken and rice. Pretty good looking sausage roll. This is a tough one. Toughie. I think the splatters and the shredded chicken are going to make this a little less appetizing to the average Scranatier. But, and also rice tends to rate surprisingly low for some reason. I don't know. I want to say sausage roll, but for some reason I'm just getting bad vibes from the sausage roll. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, but I'm just getting bad vibes. Chicken and rice. Damn. All right, nice. Nice. All right. Steak pasty. Pasty? Pasty, I think. Or roast potatoes with beef and gravy. Steak pasty's looking pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean... Left? Yeah. Yeah, I had a feeling that would rate pretty low. Why? 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 Oh my god. This is such a bad cheeseburger. Holy shit. All right. Oh my god. Okay. All right. We're still doing good. We're still doing good. Loaded fries, chili con carne. Why did I put so much Spanish on that one? Or donuts with Nutella. All right. Dessert debuff. I think the awesome looking loaded fries take it. That's the highest I've ever seen a dessert rated. Holy shit. Pizza slice. It's not the onion bread. Oh. I want to say it's not the onion bread, but this is literally the best looking onion bread on Scrandle. It's the highest rated onion bread on Scrandle. It's gotta be the pizza, right? It's gotta be the pizza. Please be the pizza. Fuck! Fuck! Come on, man! Oh, it's the pie. Not the moldy bacon sandwich. It's the pie. Fuck. Almond ice thing, common Japan wins. Donner burger, because I don't want the vomit baby food pie. And fucking chicken corner kick fries. God damn it. God damn it. Oh, we could have had a perfect scran. God damn it. Oh, this could have been the one. Man. I should have known. This is onion bread that I would want to eat. And this is bad looking pizza. And Scrandal abhors a pizza. Fuck. I should have known. I should have known it would be the fucking Shiroshkin Yer. God damn it. Oh, I knew it. I knew it was the good one, too. I knew it was the good one, too. Shit. Fuck. It could have been a perfect Scran. 9 out of 10, not bad. Hey, I'll take a 9 out of 10. I'll gladly take a 9 out of 10. But we could have... Oh, we could have had the perfect Scran. We could have had the perfect Scran. Damn it. Oh, man. I forgot to fill my water up during break. All right. That's today's Scrandal. That's today's Scrandal. Nicely done. Nicely done. I'll take it. Nicely done. Back to it. While we're talking about survival horror roots and stuff like that, and how this game is sort of, playing with the survival horror genre, I like the return to this melodic, really relaxing safe room. I mean, obviously, whatever the fuck this thing is kind of horrifying. It's grotesquely beautiful, in a way. Like, it's obviously this very evocative piece of art that's very well crafted, but it's a scary centipede demon baby. But with you know, the fountain and everything going on, it's beautiful in a scary kind of way. It's nice. It's very important, rather, to have these moments of levity between the horror. We have our massive rush of horror down with the water monster, and now we're safe. If only for a moment, we are safe. We have our minute to cool down so that things can be paced effectively. It's not just pedal to the metal, gas all the time. Because if it was, it would get predictable. You would grow numb to the horror of it all. You need this moment of just relaxation. You need a place in these games where you feel just safe. Right? That's really, really, really important for the pacing of how these games works. You need a place where you are just safe, even momentarily. And the music does a really good job of this. It's kind of really cool to know that, like, horror is a genre that is designed to unsettle, to scare, to inflict dread and anxiety. And yet, it is also a genre that must be very careful with overloading you with those feelings and needs to do a great deal of work in order to relax the player. I don't know, I kind of like to try a non-stop horror game, wonder what that's like. It's called Outlast, and it sucks. Sorry, I am Outlast's biggest hater. Outlast is all gas, no brakes, and as it's all gas because it's shit. In action RPGs, your reward comes from figuring a fight out with the right game plan. In horror games, safe rooms give a similar kind of reward, IMO. Yeah, and this game also has that special little, like, relaxing jingle that plays whenever you solve a puzzle, too.
What would they want with my journal?
Right? So they're definitely playing with those feelings of you know, the relief of tension is just as important to a horror experience as the building of tension. You need to... It is the careful climate control of tension and fear and anxiety in a horror game that allows it to be so effective and compelling. And if your balance is out of sorts in those regards, then it'll fail. You gotta come eventually. Thank you. Ocelot shot first. I have a feeling that that's something that is quite dear to your mind. I have retained my edge.
2nd of July, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition.
Oh,
About a week
power
after
of
my
kings.
departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man ramble deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible.
Expedition 33?
The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition.
It was a French expedition.
After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
It's also kind of fun, contextually. You always have these horror games with, like, a bunch of notes around the place to kind of explain to the player what's going on. And I feel like a lot of people who play games like this are always like, okay, but who's going to be leaving the audio log there, right? Like, who the fuck is going to be, like, in this moment of terror and complete breakdown is going to be like, oh, this is my last remaining note. I don't have long. The monster's coming to get me. Ah! Right? Like, who's going to make those? It's cool to have that contextualized a little with it being Daniel's diary. So when he gets narration, it's only his internal monologue. He gets to read it in his voice because it is his voice. And additionally, it's cool that he leaves notes for himself because, you know, the entire plot is predicated on him willfully giving himself amnesia and thus being conscious of the fact that his future self is going to need context for the events that happen. Right? It's pretty cool that way. I like that. I wonder what these paintings are and why they were chosen.
3rd of July, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber.
The orb
Herbert
chamber.
dryly states, recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment. This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion. But suddenly, I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface.
Right.
His account
Drumming a little bit,
confuses
getting a little
me
impatient.
greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
It is actually, I said this before break, or maybe I said it at the end of break. It's really fun to engage with this game directly. After so long, Jesus, just thinking about it as like this,
Please, let it be here.
you know, pillar. It's cool to engage with the story and, you know, just... You better find a place to hide. All right. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's just heading out? Alright, cool. Amnesia, perhaps overly tutorial message. Yeah, I think so, yeah.
1839. It's done. The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar,
Wonderful
which I prepared
development.
to fix the pieces together,
I must
and
ponder my
without
orb.
fault, I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all too strange.
Men and their orbs, am I right? Listen, they hate how little it takes to make us happy. They hate how little it takes to make us happy. The eternal slapstick of throwing a breakable object on the floor for no reason. I'm waiting for that baby statue to start spitting blood. Off to the study. Off I go then. If I remember correctly, this game is actually, like, surprisingly short. Like, I think we're a solid quarter of the game through already, even though we're only about 2 hours in. Oh, this area is much larger than I was expecting. I don't like that. No, thank you. Probably shouldn't be doing that if there's going to be enemies in the game now, but alas. It's still funny to do it, so I shall. Letter regarding the discovery of an orb. The most remarkable thing I've ever tried pressure was finally found one of the orbs for the last 20 years. Heliodromus. Ortus consulsus. Oh my. Okay, yeah. Something must sound very strange, but I've been carried miles away across the Alps to a grassy field outside Genoa. The Guardian has taken the orb from me, but still until this day I fear its return. Sometimes I lay awake at night listening for the howling cry I heard in the forest. It has been nearly a decade since that day, and I still haven't been able to write about the incident. Last time we spoke, you told me about your interest in ongoing research into the mythic orbs, and I realized I owed you the truth about my visit to Ulsta. Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. I think, if I remember correctly, he's actually pretty important to the overall plot. Ooh! I forgot that you get little glimpses of the outside every once in a while. Do you ever get to go outside? It's also fun going through this game as like an exercise in memory to see like what bits and pieces I do actually recall from it. This lamp oil. Well, do we ever get to go outside, I wonder? Well, there's one way to find out. I'm sorry, well, you know what? You know what? I guess that would relieve some sanity. I guess that would be quite healing in a way. Oh, that's quite bad. I do love being able to navigate outside like this. That's a really cool shot. Oh my god, the PewDiePie. See? This is what I'm talking about. It doesn't get to live on its own merits. It's not just the PewDiePie game, okay? Markiplier also played it. When will it be my turn? Have I not shown restraint? Patience spans centuries. From where I came, mankind is not even a wasted breath, yet I bow to you. I have done so much for you, and I have gained nothing in return. Agrippa, I trusted you. It was I who, in all fairness, should have entered that gate. The guilty gear. Emergency decelerate. Well, all tension, some brakes, perhaps. Nothing. Elevator renovation plans. Elevator schematics. Using steam for elevation. Chamber controller. They call it the study because he'd be in here studying. Closed cycle rod. Oh, I did actually have to come in here. Cool. Oh. Free lamp oil. These are nice. I like these a lot. Very kind. If the elevator breaks down again, make sure to use the steam engine to build up pressure before channeling it into the machinery. Adjust the levers to get the right amount of pressure inside the chamber. The meter should read up 8 and down 8. Make sure the flow is set according to the following chart. Trinity steam set functions, 4-phase amplitude, complete steam flow cycle. Note that the machine will not check the proper configuration until all rods are inserted. I'm physically unable to think of The Dark Descent as scary anymore. All I can think of is Beryl and Stefano, and distasteful jokes of various degrees. Yeah. It is, for better and for worse, a large part of the legacy of this game. Which is definitely something that's been fun, that's fun to think about as I'm playing it, you know? How this game has sort of just become the YouTuber game and doesn't get to kind of exist on its own terms anymore in that regard. Oh. Oops. Tread carefully. Oops. Let's try that again. I honestly had forgotten about that error until you brought it up, right? And now all the memories come flooding back. The canine spine. Ow. Oh, that's just a dog head. That's just a dog head. That's the head of a dog.
What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw. But I can sense it. It's definitely there.
This is cool. Again, they're doing a lot of work to get you really invested in the environment. Oh, I don't know this. You know, if you look at this for too long, it turns scary, doesn't it? Anatomy Frontiers. I'm a tertiary when it comes to stuff like that. I had only ever heard of people generally poking fun at it. Interesting. January 9th. Further disappointment. The Antiquarian's latest findings yielded nothing. I'm still unable to grasp the inner workings of life and its relation to the power I sense within it. I shall pursue more books on the subject, but I suspect it will be in vain. Since no research has been made in my particular interest, I must attempt to fill that void myself. Clearly humans emanate more of the energy I seek, but I hope animals will suffice, as they would prove less of a hassle to acquire. Ooh. Interesting. Sorry. Just give it. Oh, my bad. Oh no. Oh no, my bone collection. I gotta make sure. I've heard of having skeletons in your closet, but this is a little absurd. I'm imagining the kind of person that would just that would fill an entire cabinet drawer with bones, but also like okay, so it's the way that you open the bone drawer and they spill out, like when you have too many Tupperware containers and the last time you put them in, like you didn't stack them properly, so you closed the door before they all fell over and you're like, that's fine, that'll be fine, that's a problem for later me. Like they stuffed the bones in there, but they didn't do it well enough. So you open it up and it's like, oh, fuck. God damn it. Now all the bones are spilling out. I gotta organize my bone closet better. Oh, man. Just for study found the dogs. Imagine him stuffing the bones in there and angrily trying to shut the drawer. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Like I imagine he put him in there and he closed the drawer and then he heard it shuffling. He's like, fucking, oh my God, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. I'll do it later. You stack it like that, and then you be really careful the next time you open it. Yeah. God dang it. Even in death, you're a pain in my ass. Fit, damn it. This comic book villain shit. I believe the catalyst is produced in the brain. It is difficult to determine exactly where and what that is, but I can sense it. It reeks of cosmic genesis. There's an inherent problem in harvesting this energy, since the creature is bound to die from the exercise. I must refine this process of torture to enable any real work to be done. More experiments must be performed, but it seems the only human beings are able to produce the amount necessary. It might be their ability to appreciate the severity of the process that ultimately augments their experience of terror. Ooh. Tying the sanity mechanic into the narrative? How delightfully devilish of you. Jelly, do you play any fighting games? As a matter of fact, I do. I tend to like the ones that are dead. My favorite fighting game of all time is Soul Calibur 6, probably followed closely by Tekken 8. In Soul Calibur 6, I played Geralt, Sophitia, Cassandra... Oh, that's new. Just put that over there. Geralt, Sophitia, Cassandra, Astaroth, and I think I learned a little bit of 2B towards the end there, but that was to teach a friend and make notes on that. Yeah, there's the part you were missing.
Don't forget your bag, Daniel.
I won't, Herbert.
There is no shame in using
Don't forget your bag, Daniel.
As it happens, it's imperative to your survival.
But it looks ridiculous.
The shame will hurt much less than dying, I assure you.
No! Shit. There we go. Perfect. Now it's complete. Did you play the Umineko fighting game? I did not. I'm deathly allergic to tag fighters. I'm deathly allergic to tag fighters. Astaroth, my boy. I love Astaroth. I did not initially play Astaroth. Astaroth was actually the last character that I learned before I stopped playing Soul Calibur 6. But I love him dearly. He's extremely fun in Soul Calibur 6. Fighting games seem so fun, but I feel like it's like chess, where if I didn't learn how to play growing up, you're just a chud that's destined to fail. I think the fighting game resources have gotten better throughout the years, but a lot of people, I don't think, have the right mindset about how to get people into fighting games. And a lot of fighting games aren't really designed also to attract new players. I think, like, the death of fighting games in terms of their primary appeal to anyone outside of people who already play them, to me, is emphasized by the continued deprecation of story modes and arcade modes. The single-player experience of fighting games has been almost entirely discarded in favor of a focus on esports. And obviously esports are where the games are going to thrive at their highest level, naturally. But I do think you need to find some way to appeal to a casual market in order for your scene to really thrive. And as it stands now, learning a fighting game without proper single-player modes to sort of facilitate your ability to just get into the game in a casual manner without the fear of having to fight against someone else makes it feel like doing homework. Like, you're not really, like, learning the game is a process of sitting down and fucking studying instead of just playing the game and figuring out how to play it. This is generally, by the way, why I tend to like 3D fighting games more than I like 2D fighting games. My personal belief, and this could just be subjective experience because I grew up playing 3D fighting games, is that 3D fighting games are designed to be more intuitive in terms of their visible mechanics. When something is minus in a 3D fighting game, it looks unsafe. When something is safe in a 3D fighting game, it looks safe. You don't just block, down block. There are ways to avoid moves. There are crushes, there are parries, and the like. It feels like it is dealing with space in a way that is more intuitive to my brain, and thus feels a lot more fun to learn. Additionally, 3D fighting games have a larger emphasis on knowledge checks rather than frame data and mechanical mastery. There is a larger emphasis not just on learning your character, but on defense being a game of learning the moves of other characters. And learning them in the sense of learning the strings and learning what usually follows, in addition to understanding how your opponent plans to approach you. And I think, like, that to me is a much more fun process, and also facilitates the game being a lot more playable in a single-player environment, because anytime you're playing the 3D fighter and you're learning more about how to fight a character, whether it's a player or a computer piloting that character, you're learning. You're getting better at the game, and you're understanding more of the defensive aspect of it, and you're learning how to pilot your character better as well. 2D fighters, a lot of the time, it feels like learning the frame data and learning combos is a lot more important, or a lot more emphasized in the new player experience than just learning to play the game and enjoy piloting your character. And again, this is going to come from my perspective where I'm biased against 2D fighters because I grew up playing 3D fighters, and 2D fighters don't feel as intuitive to me, especially Street Fighter. I just cannot understand Street Fighter at all. The link combos are super unintuitive to me. It's really rough. Do all people who are good at these games, quote, do homework? I'm currently playing Overwatch, and it's like, how are you meant to learn some of these concepts organically? Yes and no. I would say that as someone who plays fighting games, I don't do homework. I have very rarely ever sat down to lab the game. I have never labbed defense in a fighting game. Ever. Not once have I ever labbed defense in a fighting game. The things that I learn about how to respond to other players are purely from playing the game and seeing what works and what doesn't work. I don't do homework in fighting games because labbing isn't fun to me. Will I go into practice mode sometimes to familiarize myself with a character and, you know, just to test out a combo and see if it works? I'll do that, yeah. But I will never go in and set up a scenario and drill that scenario. That's not fun to me, so I don't do it. What does lab mean? Lab means going into training mode with the express purpose of doing specific practice drills or learning combos or learning defensive responses and stuff like that. It means going into the lab and testing things, you know, finding out the frame data and how you respond to certain moves from certain characters and stuff like that. It depends on what you want. For me, labbing is my favorite part. It's like therapy to me. Yeah, there's something that's very relaxing to some people about the process of labbing a character and learning a character. For me, I like the experience of learning how to play against other people more than I like the experience of learning how to play in a vacuum. That's why I've always loved Soul Calibur and its focus on rich single-player content that encourages you to just play the game and to experience the game and learn how to fight the game, fight characters in the game by just doing it, right? Just going out and doing it. That's always been more compelling to me, I think. But, you know, it's different strokes for different folks. There's no two ways about it. I couldn't imagine being someone who straight up has never played a video game and somehow has to learn about playing an online game without the decades of experience of prior gaming knowledge. Yeah, it's a very, very difficult game to break into. However, all things being equal, everyone has to start somewhere. And the thing about fighting games that I think a lot of people don't understand, and a lot of the thing that tends to be a very large gap to a lot of people who want to get into them, is the tool that will help you learn best is not what is easiest to learn, it is what you want to learn. Right? Learning the basics is important. It's essential in a lot of ways. But learning what you want has its own intrinsic motivation. Whenever I play a new fighting game, I never pick the character who is designed to be easy. I pick the character that appeals to me. And a lot of people will tell you when you're learning fighting games, you should pick the character that is like designed to get you into it. And I think that's boring. It's like learning English by starting with just like drilling the letters. And yeah, in a purely academic environment, that's how you gotta do it. But this is games. Games are designed to be fun. You do what is most fun, and you learn everything else as you go. Starting by doing what you want / enjoy is the most important part of getting into fighting. Exactly, yes. So, like, yeah, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for someone to break into it and learn how to be competitive. But before you learn how to be competitive, you got to learn how to have fun. You got to learn what about the game is fun to you. And if you find out that nothing about the game is fun to you, you move on to a different character or you move on to a different game. You know? You can get as good as you want at it by labbing, but if you're not having fun, what's the point? You know? Not to say that labbing is inherently counter to fun, because some people really like being just lab rats and getting in there and learning everything there is to learn about the game. But you have to understand, like, if that's not fun to you, you don't have to do it. You don't have to. You straight up do not ever have to do that. I never once labbed defense in Tekken, and in ranked Tekken 8, I got to Tekken King, which is like the 5th highest rank in the game. Just by playing the game and learning organically, right? You don't have to do anything other than what you want to do. It's a video game. It's designed to be fun. Just do the stuff that's fun to you, and the rest will come naturally. I've seen the growth of a friend who was trying fighting games for kicks into going to locals, and it was an amazing experience to see. I've only gone to locals once, which I think is really. I wonder if there's like, if they talk about me, because I'm not kidding you. I have literally gone to locals exactly one time. It was for Tekken 8 locals. I showed up. I played Leo, a character that no one plays. I got 3rd place and then never showed up again. I showed up, got 3rd place, gone. Just that was it. That was it. I remember while I was playing, someone it's great. This is like this is somehow like a formative memory to me. Like, someone, while I was playing one of my second to last matches, said something along the lines of like, does anybody know this guy? Like, like, I have never in my life felt such an immediate hit of fucking adrenaline in my body than to hear passive chatter while I'm playing the fighting game of like, who is this? Where did he come from? Like, it was fucking awesome, dude. Right? Like, it's So that's my experience with locals. I showed up out of nowhere, got 3rd place in a competition, mind you, that was very clearly between 2 people who were leagues better than everyone else at the venue. I mean, it was literally 2 people who were just fucking 3 tiers above the rest of the competition, and they like traded back and forth who got first and second. So I just showed up, got 3rd place. Everyone was like, where the fuck did this guy come from? And then I never showed up again. Just like a fucking ghost story. How's it feel to know you peaked this early in life? Buddy, listen, man. My whole life's a climb. I'm gonna hit many peaks during the journey, alright? One of many. One of many. That is, however, where I will peak with my fighting game experience. Holy shit, I forgot about that. I forgot about that. That's amazing. I just I mean, I remember getting 3rd because I have the envelope that says 3rd place still set up. Like I have a place where I display a bunch of things, and so I have the envelope that just says 3rd place on it somewhere in my room. But I had forgotten that someone in the middle of my match asked if anyone knew me. Holy shit. I forgot about that, man. What an awesome fucking experience that was. Just show up 3rd place, never show up again. Possibly the coolest I have ever been in my entire life. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, did Daniel just... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think when the monster roared, Daniel literally went, like he fucking whimpered. Holy shit. I'm gonna die. I'm sorry, like, holy shit, I'm overheating. I gotta get out of the blanket for it. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh man. Oh boy. Ow, fuck.
Please, let me go. I won't tell anyone, I swear. I just want to go home. No! Leave me alone!
Man. Oh god. We're laughing, but Resident Evil 9 made me realize how much the POV character being scared can add to the feeling of being scared, to the empathy. I agree, yes. Yeah, I agree. I think right now, however, I'm just in a very, very upbeat, giggly sort of mood. So, you know, I hid and I was like, oh shit. And then I heard Daniel let out like literally the weakest little whimper, I think. It might not even have been him, but something about that just really set me off. Oh man. I love video games. I love streaming, man. This is why we do it. Oh, this is why we do it. I love to find enclosed rooms. I love to find enclosed rooms. I love a room that doesn't open up into more rooms. I'm being 100% genuine when I say that. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than to hit a dead end in a game like this. I love to understand the confines of my cage. Right back there. Some items can be combined. Oh. Can't assemble the drill yet. Oh, I need to find all the parts. Cognitive closure? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I said it like that. There we go. Nice. A small carpenter's drill. More tinder boxes. The valve is rusted shut. Did I go here yet? I don't think I did. Tinderbox. I've got 26 of them. I'm sure I can spare a handful here and there. That random attendee doesn't even know he's still making your day. I know, right? I know. Man. Actually, that raises a question for me. Yesterday, you said you played Dead Space on stream so that someone was present when you played it for the first time. Has chat's presence affected your experience of these foundational horror games? And my apologies for the length of this. Hey, no, don't apologize. That's a really important question to ask. That gets at the core of, like, does streaming affect your experience when you are playing a game, you know? And obviously the answer is yes. Naturally, playing a game with an audience in a format like this that is designed for entertainment does influence how I'm going to interface with the game, right? That's going to be a very different experience from if I were playing the game on my own time. That said, to what degree has it influenced my experience with the games? It has definitely made me more susceptible to enjoying them to some degree. It's definitely made me more silly makes it sound kind of dumb, but it's put me in a sillier sort of mindset. Like, if I was playing the game on my own time, I wouldn't be having these little laughing fits. Like, if I were playing this game by myself, no audience, and I ducked into a corner and Daniel made that little whimper, I'd be right there with him, right? But because I have someone here with me, I have that security blanket of social interaction, instead, I'm laughing my ass off because he made a weird noise, right? So it's gonna definitely affect my experience with stuff like that. But to that same effect, because I am making an active effort to entertain, and part of what I believe the entertainment value is for this stream is my analytical sense for how I'm viewing this game, it does also make me engage more carefully and think more deeply about what I am experiencing in the game. And it's allowing me to immerse myself in a different way in the experience, right? And that's not to say that streaming has, like, completely disconnected me from the game in some way, right? We saw with Silent Hill, the sound design was still able to perfectly get under my skin in a way that I wasn't expecting, right? So it's going to influence it to some degree, because it's going to put me in a more entertaining mindset. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a positive effect on these experiences, because if I'm considering the alternative is I'm too scared to play the game, so I don't play it at all. That is a much worse alternative to my eyes in that particular regard, right? And another aspect that's important for me to consider is, to me, someone who is a younger brother and who grew up playing games as, like, one of my primary methods of, like, interaction, like the main medium of entertainment I had, games have always been very social for me. I very rarely enjoy games in a vacuum. It is always something that I want to talk to other people about. It's always something that I want to share. It's always something that I want to play with other people or discuss with other people. I like to share, which is a very lucky trait to have as a younger brother, I'll say. I wasn't always like that, but I grew into enjoying the act of sharing. To the degree where, like, if I'm eating something, like if I have food or I make food or anything like that, and I'm with someone when I'm eating that food, to me, sometimes the meal does not feel complete unless I offer some of my food to the person I'm with. Like, the process of sharing things is so fundamental to the enjoyment of experiences to me that if I do it in isolation, it feels lesser to some degree. Which is a problem sometimes, but it does allow me in a format like this to really thrive, because I get to innately have this be a shared experience, and I get to draw from that desire to share things as a means of motivating myself to do this in the first place, right? It is inherently enriching my experience as a streamer. I love to share, and streaming is a format in which sharing is automatic, right? But yeah, so I think chat's presence obviously does affect my experience in terms of in some ways altering my immersion, but I'm very lucky in the sense that I have an excess of empathy and extremely elastic suspension of disbelief. So I'm still able to get quite immersed in a lot of these experiences, even when I'm in a mode of being that is designed around entertainment and awareness of others' presences. So, very good question. Thank you. I didn't end up reading the note. I'm sure it was important. I'm sure it wasn't important. It's fine. Whatever it was. Yeah. What do we use the drill for? Do I need to, maybe... No use of Alva's rusted shut? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Getting a lot of use out of this pot. Picked up partially filled pot. It is filled with one of the 2 ingredients for creating the explosive mixture. What? I'm making an explosive mixture? Since when? Is this safe? Picked up I'm sorry, hey, maybe it's just me, Daniel, but I usually don't feel a rush of sanity and relief when I come in contact with explosives. No, that's not true. Almost everything I interact with on a daily basis has a battery in it, which is to some degree explosive, and those bring me a great deal of joy. I have no room to criticize you. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I'm back. Oh, right, hold on. I'm probably using that explosive for something, aren't I? Like perhaps getting into that locked room. Where was I? As a complete non sequitur, I think I realized what it is about Generation 1. Cannot use the item in this way. Come on. There we go. I think I realized what it is about Generation 1 that's sort of been such a damper on my experience in a large number of ways, and it's that there isn't a lot of diversity in the types of Pokemon that are present. Do I light this in some way? Oh. Am I not safely out of the blast area yet? How do I set off the explosion? Hello? What do I leave the area and then come back? You don't enjoy the 3 dragon types? I was mostly thinking about the 1 ghost type. and the 0 dark ice types. Well, the 0 dark and ice types that are actually, you know, that are primarily that type because dark ice and steel didn't exist yet. That sort of stuff. It makes the world feel really, really limited when a lot of people just are consistently using the same mons in a lot of different ways. I don't know. Oh, lamp oil. How do I set this off exactly? What am I doing? Is there a journal entry that tells me about this? Notes. Chemical relocation. Daniel's note to self. Regarding explosive mixture, I prepared the explosives you need for clearing the flood area. I cannot stress enough how important it is that a mixture be handled with care. Please try to tell your feather-range servants this before you go ahead with your plans. Liquids are not by themselves explosive and should be kept separated to avoid further mishaps. I've arranged 2 large vats in the next room with the ingredients. All you need to do is mix the liquids and you are ready to go. Do we need a fuse? How do we, how do? Yeah, that'll do it. Sure. Just fucking smack it with a barrel. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll get the job done. Oh man. Lovely. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Hello there, beautiful.
Why are you doing this? Get away from me!
Ocelot shot first. Who is this guy? What do you mean, who is this guy? Are you talking about me? Am I betraying your expectations in some way? Okay, I feel like there's a monster encounter in this room, right? There's gotta be. That message came out weird. I see. Oh. Well. You know? There was, in fact, a monster encounter in this area. Why am I in the moldy bread room? What am I doing here? What's going on? Why am I here? Am I getting machine parts or something? Machine for pigs, it looks like. Hey, I made that joke earlier. Jesus Christ, Rocky, calm down. What the hell? That's a whole pig carcass you just threw at the ceiling. Sorry, didn't have time to clean up. The place is a little bit of a pigsty right now. Hello? What the fuck? The Kramer bit doesn't work if you don't come in the room. Finally, I've been looking all over the place for the Monster Henry. Monster Henry. Are you yanking my piggle? That's so fucking stupid. That's so fucking stupid. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm not here. Don't even worry about it. Heed not the presence of outsiders. She's not going to be in Amnesia: The Dark Descent too. The Darker Descent. Okay, well, you know, in retrospect, fucking duh. If a full set of 3 rods is unavailable, there is 1 rod in the inner study rooms, which might work in case the elevator breaks down again. Unless it is absolutely necessary, always use the spare rods in the storage room before using a mended one. Very E3 trailer time to run out of lamp oil. Hello, treasure. Now, can I outrun him? Over this way. No, no, hey, Daniel, don't worry. Look, oh, look at the light. Ooh, candle, you're okay. Pretty lights. Pay no mind to the man skulking in the shadows. For all you know, this is Thief 2014, and you don't want any part of that business. Well, I'd say this was a pretty successful venture, don't you? I think this went pretty well. Oh, is he... That would appear to be quite the problem. What if I just don't look at him? Alright. Let's just get the fuck out of here. Cut a tight racing line. Cut a tight racing line. He's taking the corners wide. He's taking the corners wide. Medium right, medium right. Made it to the back hall. We're good. Nothing to worry about, Danny boy. Come on. Strange letter frightened him. But it was... We're fine. Nothing to worry about. There may be a handful of things to worry about. Is it blood yet? Yeah, there it is. Yep. Yeah, there's the blood. Oh, it's got a body in it and everything. Where'd you come from, pal? Huh. Well. It's a very fun way to signal that you're done with this area, though. I like that quite a lot. It's just slowly being overcome by this, like... like... pustulous... whatever the fuck. This hulking mass of flesh. That's slowly... excuse me, consuming the entire castle. Probably gonna ask Lady Maria if it'll turn into an egg. It's locked? What? What do you... Well, that's a problem. Where might I be able to get a key? An important key is hidden in the guest room. Well, I seem to have missed that on my first excursion into the abode. Let us go check once more. Nope, that's not the right room. That's the study, not the guest room. We're not doing any studying. You heard my whole philosophy on fighting games earlier. We're clearly not studying. Only practical application in this household. You're supposed to be over down there in the fountain. The door SFX is killing me. It's just a door sound effect. Alright. Important key hidden in the study. Did we not find it? I thought we found something here, didn't we? Do I have the key and I just didn't? Where did I, Oh, I see. Oh!
Thank God, there it is. I guess it is a good place to hide it then.
Ow, please stop flashbanging me. Hey, little guy. Off we go. Off I go then. Alright, sick Sonic the Hedgehog rail grind down the railing. Damn, Daniel. How are we feeling now? Head is pounding and hands are shaking. It's okay. We'll be fine. Don't worry, Daniel. We're gonna figure this out. It's locked. There we go. Oh, there's plenty of light here. Good. Good. That means it's a nice place where we want to be. Surely these lights will remain on forevermore.
That fragrance. Damascus rose.
Damascus rose. Oh, this looks important. It needs to read 8-8, right? Yeah, it needs to be 8-8. 8-8.
5th of July, 1839.
Daniel's dying.
Today, I went to the university looking for answers. I was able to sneak into Herbert's office and pick up an address book along with some relevant textbooks. Professor Taylor at the Faculty of History was very helpful, and I managed to approach the subject of the
I really should have
orbs.
refilled my water.
The most interesting aspect was the prevalent trace they had left in our culture. The mythic orbs may, in fact, have inspired the Globus Cruciger, which so many royal regalia holds to this day. In ancient times, the orbs were held by priests as a symbol of the sun.
It's the apple of Eden from Assassin's Creed.
I overheard a disturbing conversation. Sir William Smith, the geologist, was killed last night.
Not a geologist.
Less than a fortnight had passed since
That's
I
the
asked for
opposite
his
of rocks.
expertise. I know it's silly, but I can't help feeling responsible somehow.
Oh. Is there a candle we can light here, or am I gonna have to... More tinderboxes. A worthy trade. Did he just say fort? Did he? I wasn't listening if he did. Eight. 3 plus 4. 4. Not quite. Okay. Wait, no, it's just 1 plus 6. Wait. No. Is there really not a light fixture over here? That's slightly annoying. Okay. Daniel, please. Come on. We're burning daylight here, man. So I feel like the 6 is not going to be it then. So maybe we do a 5. 3, 5, 8. 5. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, no, I got it. Yeah, because that'll be 3, that'll be 8. Oh, no, that'll be 10. Shit. 10 up top and 8 down below. Daniel. Why do you have to make this so difficult? Okay, so it can't be this. Why is there no light source over there? That's slightly annoying. It should read 8-8, right? That was correct. Notes. Case of a missing rod. Elevator machine instructions. Up 8 and down 8. Shit. Okay. Well. Time to lose some sanity while we figure this out. Wait, do I have to... Hold on. Really, I don't have to throw all of the levers. Do you think if this game ended up being just okay instead of a generational hit, there would have been a smarmy, like, YouTube reviewer with, like, an arms-crossed rant Sona? Never mind, this definitely exists, calling it Amnesia the Dark Decent. Like, Amnesia the Dark, comma, Decent. You know? Mare, can you draft up a Ramona rant Sona thumbnail for me? Oh. There's nothing in the burner for the burner to ignite.
14th of July, 1839. I've read every book I can find on the subject. While rich in legend and hearsay, my knowledge is lack for the insight I crave. I've sent letters to many in Herbert's address book and received answers of varying importance. Today, I got one which differed greatly from the others. From a baron in Prussia. He said nothing about the quaint stories of priests in underground temples. He didn't even mention them. He simply wrote, "I know. I can protect you. Come to Brennenburg Castle." Signed, Alexander.
Don't worry about it, kitten.
What am I to make of this? Protect me from what? Is someone after me? I looked up Brennenburg and traced it to the Prussian woods near the Baltic Sea. While being the least informative letter I've received, it causes me greatest distress and interest. As I write,
was that the
my
one that
thoughts are
was
drawn
the,
to my
loading screen
nightmares
talks
in
about?
which a most disturbing sound calls to me. A sound defying description. A voice from the void. The last few
Should
weeks
refill
have
my
been
water.
awful, with so many sleepless nights dreading a repeat of those horrid dreams. Tomorrow, I shall visit my physician, Dr. Tate,
Oh no.
in hope that he can provide me with sedatives to help me sleep.
This causes me great distress and interest. Death March summed up. It is, yeah, pretty great summary there. From the rotten minds that brought you its mid of 4 Refantasia. That's pretty good. I don't know why oh yes, just what we needed. Awesome, perfect. Sorry, do I need to literally shovel some coal? Alright, oh, I'm just picking up literal coal rocks, okay. Burning some coal. It's just like Minecraft! The VR version of this must be fun. I was thinking the same thing, like, this game would work perfectly in VR. It really, really would. Oh, I need to find the 3 gears that are hidden around. There we go. Wasn't there one back here? No, I found one earlier and then I didn't think about it. I just want to point out that the 2 games Jelly is forcing me to play were/are Fire Emblem Fates Conquest and Metaphor. See, here's the thing, Pub. Fire Emblem Fates Conquest was a great game that I love for a very specific reason. and that I knew you would love for the same reason, and wouldn't you know it, you ended up loving it for the exact reasons that I thought you would and the exact reasons that I did. So first of all, you're welcome. All right? How's about a little fucking gratitude, huh? Second of all, Metaphor is dog shit and you're gonna love it for that. I am inflicting Metaphor upon you as a curse. That one is punishment in the classical sense. Oh, nice. Okay. There are burners. Good, good, good. The last cog wheel. A meal. A succulent Chinese meal. This is democracy Scratafest. I only know about that from the German video. I feel like... Oh, there it is. Eric, have you played /seen Conquest? Eric, have you played any Fire Emblem? Once again, I feel like I consider you to be one of my friends, and yet I know very little about your tastes when it comes to videos game. I feel like, from what I know, you would probably enjoy Conquest. I just have a general notion that you enjoy tactical RPGs. Or at least, like, tactics games in general. I played half of whatever the one Tharja was in. That was Awakening. It's like XCOM with anime people, right? Yeah, basically. Yeah. Yeah, kinda. Although XCOM can have plenty of anime people if you just download them from the Steam Workshop. That one is Awakening, though. You played Awakening, Eric. Well, Fates also has Tharja, but not really, but kind of. Okay, so time to do math. Six on the bottom. I don't think. Awakening is a fun time. I don't think it's the best one, but it's a very, very strong introduction to the series that it goes down smooth, you know? Like, I'm not going to say it's peak, but it's got some good characters. The gameplay is relatively fun. You know, I'm not going to write home about it, but if someone asks, like, hey, you should play it. Time for Beg and Lurk. Enjoy the game, everyone. Have a good one, Ocelot. We're probably going to save as soon as, or we're probably going to stop as soon as we're out of this area here. Well, no, that can't be it. 2, 2. We have 4. That can't be it. It's probably one of these 5. Probably 5, 2, 1. But then that's going to be 8. We tried this one earlier. Oh! Oh, you don't need... That's what I... But I tried... Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. I loved Fire Emblem so much around Fire Emblem 7 on the GBA, but there was a point where the anime bullshit ate the rest of the game. Yeah, there's a very stark divide between people who enjoy the classic games and people who enjoy the modern games. They're two very different beasts in that regard. Which, you know, being that I got into it whenever it was the newer style of games, obviously I'm going to prefer that one. What else needs to be done for it to run? Hold on. Oh, right, the rods! Yeah, hold on. Where are the rods? Where do I put those? Where do those go? Not diaries. We still haven't found the last diary entry for this area either. You know what? I'm gonna take a gamble. It's probably in the one room that I haven't done anything in yet. Yep.
Something's wrong. Oh, so wrong.
Shut up. Machine equipment memo. Note that there are only 2 spare rods left in the storage for the elevator machinery. Make sure to only discard the ones which are badly damaged and keep the others in the inner study rooms in case all 3 would crack again. What? Notes. Machine equipment memo. Elevator machine. Make sure the flow is set according to the following chart. Trinity steam set functions, 4-phase amplitude, complete steam flow cycle. Note that the machine will not check power configuration. So, Trinity... Oh, yeah, Trinity flow 4-phase. It's a square... Yeah. Where's the cross? Where's the X? Alright. Now it should be ready. Path of Radiance is the last one I played because I'm pretty sure the next one was the one with the big boobied sister that kind of flirts with you. That's Conquest. Yes, that's the one. That's the one you're thinking of. Yes, the one that I say is peak, despite it being it's peak slop. It's peak slop. Big bump to sanity when you solve one of these puzzles. That's cool. Pig slop? No, peak slop. Pig slop is the next Amnesia game. Uh-oh. Speaking of slop, we gotta get out of here. Machine for pig slop? I think they call it a feeding trough. We never found our 3rd diary entry. So glad that Jelly's embraced that word. Yeah, I tried to fight against it, but slop has just become core to the modern vernacular. Who put all this meat here? Where did my clothes go? This too shall pass. It will pass. Merrick giving in to inevitability slop. You hate to see it. He flipped through the Book of Monarchs for etchings and counting. 9. Whoa. That doesn't look good. Yeah, I'm sure this is fine. I'm sure this is fine. We love to descend into meat caverns. It's a classic of the survival horror genre. It's a classic of the psychological horror genre to descend into meat. In this way, one could also consider sex to be survival horror.
Come this way.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god. I'm sweating, Jesus. Oh my fucking god. Oh, fuck, my spit tastes like iron. Oh my god.
What was that? Forgive me, I should have warned you.
Wait, is my nose bleeding?
As a baron is that of
Why do I smell iron? Why
This
is my nose bleeding?
locked up.
Like a dungeon?
Very much so.
Why do I smell iron?
Don't linger.
What the fuck? Oh my god. It's not Jesus. Oh my god. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Laugh so hard you got internal bleeding. I mean, I do have Crohn's disease with a complication of ulcers. It's not out of the question. Jesus. Is sex better than tank controls with a fixed camera? Speaking from experience, only by a little. Oh my god, I'm lightheaded. Jesus, man. Holy shit. What an unbelievable... Fuck, man, I love streaming so much. I love doing this, man. What? Oh my god. I'm so happy to be alive. I'm so happy that this of all moments in the world is the one that I get to exist in. God damn, I get one life and this is what I get to do with it? Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, and you gotta calm down, man. You're making the mouse controls bad. Oh, his sanity is quite low. Are we gonna, like, pass out from sanity damage? What's gonna happen here? Dang it, you gotta chill out, man. Listen. I know you're freaking out right now, but as soon as you listen, we'll find a safe room, okay? We'll find a safe room. We'll find another room that has a nice little baby statuette in it, okay? We'll find a nice scary baby fountain with a centipede or something, okay? And then I'll break out a little jigsaw puzzle and we put it together. Start with the corner pieces, work from the outside in, and then when it's all put together, you're gonna feel right as rain, buddy. All right? This too shall pass. Something else is needed. I need a chisel as well. Lamp oil? Well, it's not like my sanity can get worse. Anyway, I don't really surprisingly, considering my inherent passion for both the topics of like horror in game space and like sexuality in terms of design, I don't actually have a lot to say in terms of like the intersection of those two things. I haven't really thought about how sex and horror align with each other all that much, at least in the context of the marathon that we're currently playing. I don't know. I guess there's something about the allure of the forbidden that applies to both of them, maybe. But I don't really have much to say on the topic.
I don't want to leave without you.
Hurry, child. You must go. Find Gabriel, the Outrider, and tell him to alert the King's men.
No, you come too.
Oh, is this the next hub area?
We don't have time to make the hole any wider. Someone is coming. Hurry. I'll cover the hole with a bed. Everything will be fine. I promise.
Or you're gonna eat good with Outlast then? I am not playing Outlast. I'm not streaming that shit. That game fucking sucks. You doing any better, Daniel? Come on, buddy. It's not that real. I mean, it is that real for you, but you're a fake person. You don't exist, so it's not that real. Robust padlock in good shape. Something tells me this is the next hub area. What? I can tuck myself in here? Would he not be able to get me if I jumped up here? Ooh, the weird, like, mouse glide whenever you're at low sanity is very effective. That's a really cool way of like making it feel like your control over Daniel is slipping as he's losing control of his mind. Literally, like, affecting your direct ability to actually control him.
Where is she? Where did she go?
No. I won't tell. I'll never tell you.
You're just making things worse. Look. This is no place for a young girl all by herself. She could be hurt, or worse. There's no telling what horrors await down there.
There you go. See, everything's gonna be just fine. All you have to do is solve one little puzzle. See? Heart is pounding and hands are shaking. You're fine. It's literally not that real. Alright, I think this is actually... The hole is too narrow to slip through. Ooh. There's a hole in the ground in one of the cells, but it's too small to fit a man. Search for another way to get around the barred gate. That actually worked? Really? Okay. Cool. I wasn't expecting that. Oh my god, I'm still lightheaded from earlier. Holy shit. Oh my god. No, keep the lantern up. We'll need it. Right makes right. Knew it. That means that left was the optional path. Back in, Danny boy. Kelly, it's my birthday today. I've had a wonderful day, and this is still the best thing that's happened. Thank you. Aw, thank you, Velvet. Happy birthday. Glad you're having a good day. Thank you for the very kind message. Again, this is why I do it, man. This is why I do it. I love this stuff. Video games are fun when you share them. Kitchen. Okay, yeah, this is definitely the next hub area. In that case... let us use some of these. Uh-oh. Hullberry is dangerous now. Alright. We'll find a nice little cell to shut ourselves into.
Well, it's for his own good.
And then we'll
2nd of
end
August,
stream here,
1839.
after Daniel's diary entry.
I have arrived at the village of Altstadt. It's a haven in the midst of a vast
big
forest and the
stretch.
last stop before my final destination.
Final destination?
Bremenberg. It's late in the evening, and the outrider, who has been with the coach since Bremen, advised me to wait until morning before I venture further. I've arranged for a bed at Der Mühle, the village's only inn,
Allison
and
should
am
be
now
live?
waiting for the sun to rise. I try to sleep, but as I close my eyes, I see the men who fell victim in London.
Allison
My fear
is
and
live.
shame
Okay.
forces
We'll
me
be
to
waiting for that.
witness the same scenes over and over. They are dead because of me.
They are dead because of me. Alright. That is going to be all from me today. This was awesome. This has been awesome. I have loved every single stream I have done during the Death March, but man, what an absolute delight this one in particular has been. Holy shit. Oh man. Okay. I was planning on streaming tomorrow. I had 5 days planned. I think I'm just gonna do the Thursday afternoon stream instead. I think I'm gonna take one off. We'll make it a 4-day week. I don't want to have to rush through this game and then start Resident Evil 2 and then take an entire week off. I want to start Resident Evil 2 fresh next week. So we're gonna be gone tomorrow, so I don't have to, don't force a bunch of people to compete pick between me and Joe and Mouse and all that stuff. And then back Thursday afternoon to finish it out. That should be good. That should work nicely. All right. This has been awesome. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I've had a great time. Thank you for the raid. Of course. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you Thursday, folks. Have a good one. See ya.